Hey, ladies and germs, Cameron here with Emerson House Buyers. Every week, I bring tools, tactics, strategies, bits and pieces of information that have helped me build a sizable rental portfolio in a little over a year, a year and a half or so. And I want to be able to share that with you guys, let you know things that I've learned, good and bad, so you don't have to repeat the same mistakes I did. And this week, I have a question from an individual about some sales stuff. So I'm not an expert salesman by any stretch of the imagination, but I think this will prove valuable for everybody. And I'm going to basically repeat the question, and then I'm going to go through and I'm going to give you a couple tips that I use when I use to sharpen my sales skills, and also a couple resources to reference. So the question is, I'm on my second wave of marketing, getting a good 1% response rate, but very little motivation. Got a couple leads that have been good, but they either stop picking up the phone or they don't like my offer at all. I tend to be extremely straightforward on the phone. I'll always tell people what I do. That way they get less, tell people what I do, that they will get less than what they expect. And if they want market value, I can refer them to good agents. It's a good strategy. Being honest and open. Is being straight with them detrimental? Being an engineer, I have no sales knowledge. I'm starting to ask myself if my approach on the phone is a good approach. I would never want to pressure the seller into anything they do not fully understand. Am I being too soft? There are a lot of questions and bits and pieces in that question, in that overall question. So let me first back up and say, in sales, the biggest thing you can do is build rapport. Everybody will tell you, if you take any sales training whatsoever, they will tell you build rapport. If they don't, get out of it. They might teach you a fancy word or a fancy phrase to say or a closing, but the biggest thing is people buy from people they like. And I'm not saying to go and kiss everybody's ass, because they'll see and feel the honesty or the lack thereof if that happens. So don't go up and kiss everybody's ass and do this and do that and totally change who you are, but find some common ground with people. When I first get somebody on the phone, I've already had them screened and sifted. So I've got some bits and pieces of information from them. So I'll ask them, what do you do? How can we add value to you? What do you think our service can do for you? If they have a different accent, where are you from? You don't sound like you're from South Texas. Or hey, I'm a Yankee too. Whatever it is, you find a common ground, and they think, oh, I like this guy. He's like me. Or this gal, she's like me. And when you find something small, you'd be blown away at how small it can be. You have kids, you're from the same town, you like the same music, you dress similar, whatever it is. If you find that common ground to begin with as quickly as possible, find out who they are and start relating to them, just making casual conversation, it will be harder for them to tell you no. And I'm not saying that then it allows you to basically bend them over, but in the negotiation, but people will want to buy from you and almost help you in the closing if you're nice to them, if they like you. Think about it. You have a lot more respect for your friends. If your friends are asking you to do something or trying to help you through something, you'll even tell them, hey, why don't you do it this way? Why don't you close me this way? Maybe say this and I'll get excited. And that allows, like I said, you in the negotiation with some stranger, somebody who you should start building some rapport with, have some relationship with, to get closer to the sale. So that's one piece of it. The other piece, you have to determine motivation. That was one of my biggest questions. So when I talk to somebody, how can we add value to you? We buy with cash. We are not the highest price. We never have been the highest price. That's not the first thing I lead with, but I ask them, you tell me what would add value to you guys? What's going to be the most valuable? How can I help you? And they'll tell you. And they might say, well, we're not in any really big rush. We don't want to sit on it on the market for a while and list it with an agent, blah, blah, blah. Well, when you let them talk and you can kind of dig down, you can see, okay, If there's no motivation there, then if there's no motivation there, then the odds are they're not going to take 50, 60, 70 cents on the dollar for their house. Oh, well, what are you going to do if you can't sell it? That's always a great question to ask. I'll rent it. Okay, fine. See, they have an exit strategy, so they're not going to be motivated to want to sell at a cash discount price. I think it's great that you give them an alternative, but remember, build rapport with them. Don't start out, hey, I'm just going to tell you right off the bat, oh, ring, ring. Oh, hi, how are you? I'm Cameron with Emerson House Buyers. Calling so-and-so, calling Jody. Jody, I just want to let you know that we're not the highest price, and we'll refer you out if you want somebody that's the highest price. I mean, who in the hell would want to deal with somebody like that? You got to build rapport with people. Hey, Jody, how are you doing? How's your evening? I'm calling from, Emerson House Buyers. You called us a couple days ago about a letter we sent you. Can you tell me a little bit about yourself and how we can add value to you? What our service can give you? And boom, instantly, this guy actually cares about what I want. He's not trying to push something down my throat. So build rapport with people, determine motivation. You ask about being soft or too soft. I've never found to go in and strong arm anybody. If you don't know what strong arm means, it just means like push yourself and push and impose your will on someone to be helpful. It really it doesn't. I've never found it to be useful. I always get more with leveling with the seller and saying, okay, how can I help you? What can I do? Again, they tell me, okay, well I want to close by this date. We're being foreclosed on the 2nd. We need out. Okay, good. Boom. I know what you need. Do you need money to buy another house, or do you have 2 mortgages and you can't pay them? Do you need some money to pay off some other debt? Whatever it is. But I'm never trying to tell them this is what's going to happen. This is the way it's going to be. This is what you have to take. This is your option. No, it doesn't work. And maybe it will in dire situations with people, but who would ever want to do repeat business with you? Referrals are great. You want to build a lifelong relationship with these people. So you're not looking for just one sale. You're actually looking for a lifelong client. A lifelong friend, really. Somebody that you hope when their friend needs to sell a house off market, or if you're a realtor, sell on market, that they're going to call you, their friend. So be firm, but be fair. So don't force anything on anybody. Just be firm and fair, and you'll find that will help not get walked all over as well. You want to tell them, hey, this is what I can do. I understand we're not for everyone. We're not out there trying to buy every house on the market. We're trying to add value in these certain ways to people. And it seems like we can add value to you here. But to do that, we have to make a profit. And I can break everything out. We look to make between 10 and 15% on every property we buy. We're also taking the risk. Is this 10 or 15% profit essentially enough value for you? Is this what you would value selling your house by this date? Do you put that much value on selling your house to get cash out in the next 30 days? Do you value that 10 or 15%? How do you value that? And then the clock starts turning in their head, okay, maybe I do value my time over that money. Whatever it is, whatever their situation. So, firm and fair. I got to feed my family. This is a business. We're not a nonprofit organization. To be able to keep doing this, give back to the community, pay taxes, etc., and employ people, we have to make a profit. The other